with the severe weather outbreak that occurred yesterday. Will more severe weather be on the way? I'll be breaking that all down coming up in this video. It looks like there will be some more severe weather today as the Storm Protection Center has issued an enhanced risk over here by Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and Missouri, with a slight risk surrounding that here in yellow, which includes Texas as well. Now, all hazards are possible within the enhanced risk zone. Highest chances of seeing damaging winds, 30% hazard area within this red zone, including a 50% hazard surrounding that here as well, including down here by Texas. Now, as far as the large hail threat goes, there's also a 30% hatched area over here by Iowa and within the enhanced risk zone. 15% hatched area surrounding that, including down here by Texas as well. And there's also a tornado risk today as well. So make sure y'all know your severe weather action plan. So in case the tornado does go off, there's 5% chance over here by Iowa and 2% surrounding that here in the green, which spans from Illinois on over into Nebraska. And as we push off into Monday, the good old Monday blues, there's a slight risk which spans from Illinois on over into central Missouri, and there's also a marginal risk which spans from central Texas on over into Tennessee. All hazards are possible tomorrow, including a low end chance for tornadoes which spans from Kansas all the way over into Kentucky. Damaging wind threat is a 50% chance here in the yellow within the slight risk zone, as well as the large hail threat as well in the same area. And then as we push off into Tuesday, there's another slight risk for severe weather, including Kansas, Oklahoma, and a little bit of Texas as well. And as we push off into Thursday, there's also a 50% chance of seeing some severe weather later this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the simulated radar, see what the time frame when you could expect the worst from the severe weather. Keep in mind that it comes up here if you want to keep track. It looks like there's going to be some thunderstorm over here by Illinois and Indiana within the slight risk and marginal risk zones. Really just low end hail and wind threat today. No tornado threat to speak of. As push us forward, looks like within the slight risk zone down here by Texas, looks like severe weather is going to get started right around 6 o'clock tonight and get out of the slight risk zone by right around 10 o'clock or so. And that's when the severe weather is going to start to get ramped up in the enhanced risk zone tonight. It's right around 10 o'clock. And with any supercells that form within this enhanced risk zone could bring with it a tornado today, as there is a 5% chance for tornadoes. So please know your severe weather action plan. Okay, that tornado warning does go off. Probably storm shelter, basements, keep me involved between you and the outside as possible today. And if your shelter is near, it's going to be entering us in the enhanced risk zone around 10 o'clock, and then let's start exiting the enhanced risk zone by right around midnight and 2 o'clock, where it starts the weekend. And there's also going to be some hail cores with that as well. As you see that dark purple right there, some big hail cores are possible today, as well as damaging winds. So tie down anything you don't want blowing around, and please keep those cars protected if you don't want those cars damaged. And then that pushes us off into Monday. Good old Manic Monday. We all love Mondays, right? And focusing on this light risk zone for tomorrow, on Monday. It looks like as y'all are heading to work on Monday morning, looks like getting some rumbles of thunder over here in the slight risk zone. There's a low chance of tornadoes tomorrow, but still know your severe weather action plan just in case that tornado does go off. It looks like it's going to be an early morning event. And then we'll calm down for a little bit throughout the evening and afternoon hours before more severe weather starts to occur down here in southeastern Missouri. Now the main threats tomorrow mainly just going to be a damaging wind and hail threat, just so please be aware of that. And it looks like the primary threat tomorrow is really going to be a flooding threat, as there's already a marginal risk for flooding for upwards of 1 to 3 inches. So if you live in a low-lying area, please be aware of that. Turn around and don't drown. And that's going to push us off into Tuesday, where there's a slight risk over here by Kansas, Oklahoma, and parts of Texas as well. So we're going to lower resolution down just a tad. Now this thing will show us a very accurate time frame when you can expect the worst of it, but it's going to give us a basic understanding. And I will have a video out Tuesday breaking down the hazards of what you could expect and the exact timing. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe down below. And don't forget to like the video as well. And it looks like by Tuesday, by right around 8 o'clock, it looks like that's when some severe weather could occur, and that's going to be exiting by right around 11 o'clock. There's also a chance for some severe weather on Thursday, but there's a 50% chance as well. So if you live within any of the risk zones for the next 3 days, just please be weather aware, know where to go when that severe weather warning goes off. Now, y'all may be wondering, why did they issue these risks? I'm going to show you a reason why here. I'm going to show you something called the instability in the atmosphere, basically the temperatures. Temperature's going to be relatively high today up in the enhanced risk zone, up in the 80s almost today, and that's going to be some fuel for severe weather development. Let's look at the dew points. Dew points are going to be pretty moist out there as well. Some up for 50-degree dew points. And that includes the slight risk zone for tomorrow as well. And even on into Tuesday. Over there in the slight risk zone over there by Kansas, we got some pretty sustainable moisture as well. Let's take a look at something we call the significant tornadic parameters. Basically puts all the modes of severe weather, puts it all in one run where you could possibly see a tornado. That don't mean a tornado can happen within the whole zone. It just means that the ingredients are there for tornadic development. As you can see here by Iowa, we got almost a 6 out of 10 on the tornadic scale. So the tornadic parameters are off the charts today, but that don't mean that tornado is going to happen within the whole zone in that time frame, because as you see, the time is around 6 o'clock, and severe weather is not supposed to be happening until right around 10 o'clock tonight. So definitely some ingredients there for tornadic development. It looks like by right around 10 o'clock, it looks like we could possibly see a tornado over here in western Iowa. Now we're looking at the sounding within the enhanced risk zone. Thermodynamics are over here, and the kinetics is over here if you want to look at that. We're going to look at the sounding here on the left. Now it looks like there's a little bit of a capping inversion. It looks like tornadoes are going to be sort of suppressed today. There's a little bit of an elevated mix layer. And the kinematics are pretty sustainable. We have some surface winds that are coming out of the northeast, and then we head into the mid levels are starting to back a little bit. Definitely some rotating winds, some wind shear in the atmosphere, but the Cape ain't very high today. It's there, but it's not really that sustainable. I don't think it's going to be that big of a tornado day, but still, y'all should take your tornado plans seriously in case that tornado does go off today. So I did show y'all the time frames for the next 3 days, but I didn't show you the time frames for Thursday, so let's go and take a look at that. As we push up towards Thursday, it looks like, according to the Euro model, it looks like right around 5 o'clock is when some severe weather development could occur, according to the lightning flash density right now. This shows you where the most intense storms could fire up at. But with this being so far out, everything could change between now and then, so please be aware of that. And we'll also take a look at something we call the Cape as well. Looks like Cape values are going to be relatively high. Not anything off the charts or anything, not a powder keg event, but still. Looks like Cape values are going to be there. Other than severe weather, let's take a look at what the temperatures could look like in the upcoming days. According to the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook last time, we were above average for much of the country. Now, it looks like that pattern flip is still going to be occurring. So kind of cold out west and warm out east. It looks like that pattern's going to sort of change a little bit as it's going to start cooling off down here by Texas and over here in the northeast. Still staying warm for much of the country though. Now what I mean by cool is basically below average for this time of year. Don't mean frigid temperatures. So it looks like a pretty active start of May so far, with some severe weather for the next 3 days. If you live within any of those risk zones, please be weather aware, as well as on Thursday as well. And I will have a video out on Tuesday and on Thursday breaking down the timing for the severe weather. Interference shelter is always near. There's also a chance for flooding as well, so if you live within a flood prone area, please be aware of that. Turn around and don't drown. And also it looks like it's staying pretty warm as we head towards the middle of May. And we're going to start cooling off down by Texas as well. So if you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe down below. I appreciate all y'all for watching. And until next time, never stop forecasting.